you know.
Yeah.
So well, actually, we were talking about. Let me see that.
Okay.
So just to kind of demonstrate what we're talking about. So we're acting like this is our active cord connected to a big snare, right?
We're pretending.
Pretending. And this is our polyp.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
So this is just touch screen. So we go to a polypectomy.
Sorry.
So force coag, is that what you typically use, blue, yellow pedal when you're taking it?
I use the blue.
Okay, so force coag, it doesn't create a spark. So I'm using this, I'm cutting. So even though that I said that I wanted 40 watts,
It dropped you down.
We
this is
can
our
pull it
power
over and
meter.
look and see what we actually got.
Okay.
And typically shows it, and it'll, as soon as I get talking, it'll show it. Maximum 27 watts and 16 watts. So that's,
Gotcha.
see how it
So
showed
it
up after I did
regulates
it?
Yeah.
so that
So it's just constantly reading
it's
tissue.
reading. Yeah.
Now, if you ever get stuck on a big, juicy polyp and you've used the blue pedal, they feel like they're mechanically closing. The beauty of the endocut, there's all kinds of different cut modes, right?
Right.
So endocut with ours is a proprietary cut mode because, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So what that's doing is it actually,
It's not going to show you yet.
that's not a, oh, there it was, that was a pretty one. So it's cutting,
Mhm.
and then it's coagging, it's
Mhm.
cutting, and
Mhm.
coagging.
Mhm.
So I even have some physicians who just remove polyps
With
with
the-
the yellow. But if everything's working perfectly fine with the blue pedal, just know you have the yellow pedal if you need to get through a polyp that you've cooked it, you feel like nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
They-
do that sometimes.
they-
That,
energy-
occasionally, if it's big enough. Yeah.
That energy is going somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
So it's either going down,
Down.
or up. So
Yeah.
if you get to that
That's what
point,
always makes me panic.
yeah, and you
Yeah.
feel like I've cooked it, make sure that we're on like an endo cut mode.
Okay.
Go to the yellow pedal and it'll produce a spark. The problem is you're not producing a spark with the blue pedal. You produce a spark, and then you're able to kind of cut through that charred area that you're
We're
looking
not going to be
at.
left
So,
with a
yeah.
bleeder.
yeah. One thing that I did do, so if you look at force coag real quick, you're looking at 900 volts. Now, do you ever pull back the tip of the snare and kind of buzz some edges sometimes?
Occasionally, yeah.
So I added this mode called snare tip soft coag.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so what's important about that, even though it says 80 watts, you're like, is that really less? We're only shooting about 150 volts. So
Okay.
if you're in a case and you really, if you're gonna touch up some bleeders or whatever, so you can toggle back and forth, like, hey, where's that snare tip soft coag?
You can hit your black button.
You
Oh.
can
And then-
toggle back and forth
Okay,
and
cool.
kind of get to that, so.
Cool. That's nice.
Yeah. So you got all your settings on here. So if you want to do ERCP, GoPro plugs in right here. You know, just blue pedal only, of course. I do want to show you a couple things with APC real quick. But any questions on like the snare and polypectomy? Okay. Switch. So APC, again, we choose the anatomy. All we're doing is the same APC. The reason we choose the anatomy is for the simple fact it's just turning down the turning.
Right.
So as I get to the right colon,
Yeah.
I'm going down to 15 watts. So pulsed APC, you know, right colon. Here's what pulsed APC looks like. Right. AVMs, if you want to touch up a polyp, you remove. You know, watermelon stomach if you're in the stomach.
Oh, yeah, we do that a
esophagus.
lot.
Yeah. So kind of the what happened was when APC came out, we had forced APC, you know,
Right.
and that could burn a hole in the stomach,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, we need something we can cover a large area, so we went to pulse on that. But again, so again, now I can cover a large area.
Yeah.
And it looks so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's one that you have it on here, but it's so good. So I've added a precise setting. It's on 8, but it's only 11 watts. So say you're in a fold, say you really want to clean up the edges of a polyp you remove.
Yeah.
But it's precise setting. It looks like forced, which bore the hole, right? But this precise is I can hold it and I can really get precise. I don't know if that's
Yeah, I see
funny,
what you're
right?
saying.
But
Yeah.
it modulates where the other one did. So I'm able to cover an area, but say you're in a ridge, you can't.
Right.
The pulse
Yeah.
is just going. So this precise can really get into an area. So I
And
just
it
added that.
also adjusts the wattage, based on what side of the colon you're in? Does
Well,
that happen?
it doesn't because we're not
it's not
touching tissue.
Okay,
But this is at 11 watts.
okay.
So
that's pretty low anyway.
So it's
Okay, gotcha.
right. It's
Gotcha.
lower than any of the APC.
Yeah.
Probably. Now, I mean, you can get this down to, you're talking about a feather duster, 3 watts.
Yeah.
So I didn't make
Let
my
me
eye
see what
tingle.
it left on there. Okay, cool. Can you eat that banana after you get
Banana
all that?
Foster. Yes. So, yeah. Everybody, I'm like, who wants a banana? It was like, not me,
No, thank
not
you.
me. But any questions with APC but I just like that precise setting. I get a lot of
That is
physicians
cool.
who are starting to clean up
Yeah.
polyps, clean up.
That's nice. We didn't really have that option before.
Yeah.
I mean, I would try to just take the tip but that's not that precise.
Right, and then you do have that soft tip. If you're taking the tip of the snare, you have that
Yeah, I
soft
do that
tip.
too. Yeah.
So,
Well,
and-
that's the only thing that I've really done. I haven't used APC to clean up a polyp before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some are using it for if
Just
if
the
you-
edge.
You know, if they want to use that precise around it.
Yeah.
I was telling her about this, and maybe you might not want to film me on this one, but